We're moving back to this region. On her second day in her two-day visit to Jerusalem and Ramallah, the EU's top diplomat met with Israeli President Reuven Rivlin and discussed with him the renewal of peace talks. And at the same time, two new reports claim a sharp bias of both the EU and the UN towards Israel. The news today, diplomatic correspondent Eli Ochenberg with the latest.
Good morning.
I know that Europe has a role to play here. One of these roles is to strengthen the friendship among the European people and the Israeli people, to make both understand that we have a lot in common, not only in the past but also in the present and in the future, and to share this complexity.
With this message of friendship, the EU's top diplomat Federica Mogherini summed up her two-day visit in Ramallah and Jerusalem, hoping it will be the first step to reviving Israeli-Palestinian peace talks. But for one organization, the shared point of view Mogherini was referring to seems to be non-existent when it comes to the official EU policy. A new report by the NGO Monitor Group, analyzing a key EU policy paper, shows the EU's biased approach to Israel and its flawed assessment and understanding of the Israeli society. The report states that the EU's document uncritically relies on the claims of political NGOs and all but ignores violence against Israelis. The report cites several examples, including the fact that the EU's paper fails to specifically mention violent attacks against Jewish targets, despite the steep rise in such attacks in 2014, including the Har Nof synagogue massacre, and in a sharp contrast, discusses in detail actions done by individuals or groups that are identified by the EU as extremist Israelis or far-right Jewish groups. NGO Monitor also charged that the EU further chose not to mention Hamas's grave violations of international law and human rights, including the use of UNRWA facilities, mosques and hospitals to stockpile weapons and shield combatants. But it's not only the EU. In the annual assembly of the UN's World Health Organization, it was decided Israel is the top violator of health rights. UN Watch noted that there was no discussion over matters such as the health condition of the Yemeni people, who are under constant and imprecise Saudi bombardments, Ukrainian civilians caught in a war with Russian-backed militias, or the actual health violations within Syria itself. Instead, by a vote of 104-4, it was decided that Israel is allegedly violating the health rights of both Palestinians and Druze residents of the Golan Heights. The resolution, which is the Assembly's only one for a specific country, was adopted even as it acknowledged that Israeli hospitals continue treating the mounting numbers of wounded Syrians fleeing to the Golan from the Assad regime's attacks.